The other day, my good friend Jack was out working in Birmingham in his van. If you don't know who Jack is, by the way, check out episode 1 of the Compact series. He's the guy who sold me this lovely E46 Compact for just £200. And while he was out in Birmingham, he unfortunately misfueled his van. He put petrol in it, and of course it is a diesel Volkswagen van. So of course I went out in my trusty blue van to rescue him. Cue the clips now of that day. We're out here in Sutton Coldfield, about an hour away from home. Jack has decided to misfuel his van. Here's Jack. So we've got VCDS on the laptop, running the fuel pump. We've got the fuel inlet into the fuel filter, just disconnected it, and got it pumping out into a jerry can. So as you would have just seen, we drained out all the diesely petrol from the front of Jack's van, and now we have about 40 litres of what is 30% diesel and 70% petrol roughly. Actually, I figure out it's more like a 40% diesel mixture, but I'll talk about that later on. All mixed together, and we were trying to think of what we could do with it. And we had an idea. So this is my daily driver, my E46 Compact, and it is completely out of fuel right now. And I don't really feel like filling it back up. At least I don't feel like paying for it. So we thought, why don't we just see if it runs on 30% diesel? Why not? I can't get the cap open, it's fighting me. Okay, it really does not want to receive 30% diesel already, it's fighting me. This may just be the stupidest thing I've ever done, but oh well. I've done it now. Are you guys as excited as I am to see what happens? I mean, this would be great. If this actually works, I've got loads of fuel. I could drive this thing for at least 2 or 3 days. I can already feel people shouting at me in the comments. I know in theory this shouldn't work, but who's actually really ever tried it? And you guys all hate this car anyway. You say it's ugly, and well, it is, to be honest. It's ugly, but it's a great car. This is a bit of a shame to do this to it, but it's in the name of science. That can't be good. Got to get it all out of there. Okay, that's that filled up. Let's go. Okay, we now have just over 1/4 of a tank of various fuels. I'm going to reset the trip to see how far that we can make it. Right, let's start her up. She starts, but for how long will she run? Let's find out. Let's go. So it seems to be going really well so far. It hasn't missed a beat, but then I only left a minute ago, so it probably hasn't mixed in any of the diesel-y fuel yet. But if this really works, then this is fantastic, because this is going to, well, save me a full tank of fuel. So I've just pulled over a second to check my messages with Jack, because I'm sure he told me that he put 23 litres of petrol in his van, but we actually have 40 litres of fuel, which means, and I've just checked that is the case. He said 23 litres, which means we've actually got 42-ish% diesel. That's incredible, and it's running fine. We're on 4 miles now. It was absolutely empty before, so some of the diesel must be getting through now, and it's working fine. Well, let's carry on. All right, when I put my foot down there, it was kangarooing a little bit actually. Maybe it's not running perfectly. Could you imagine if it blows the engine up or something like that? That would be hilarious. Kind of hope it doesn't, but it would make great content. All right, let's go. Flat out. Go. Yeah, it's definitely got less power than before, and that's hard to achieve because it was absolutely gutless before. Still, it's going. It doesn't seem to be misfiring. It just almost seems like it has a lack of power, weirdly. I'm guessing the diesel's affecting the octane rating, but it doesn't run rough on idle. It doesn't misfire. It just seems like it has a little bit of a lack of power. Put my foot down again. Kind of surges a little bit, but it's still running fine. Oh. God, I was worried they were after me then for a second for running the wrong fuel in my car. Wonder if that is actually illegal. I don't know if you just saw, there was police. There was unmarked police and a marked police car. That actually scared me for a second there. So I can see on the fuel gauge it's actually dropped a bit, so it's used some of the fuel that's in the tank already, because this thing is not fuel efficient. If any of you guys know anything about the N42 engine, you'll know that this little 1.8 litre engine is not only completely gutless, unreliable, it is also very bad on fuel. It's genuinely the worst engine that BMW's ever made. Anyway, it's using some of the fuel that's in the tank. We're at 5 miles now, and it's running fine. I mean, this makes not really a very exciting video for you guys, but for me, this is great. Let's go flat out in first. Okay. Still got a little bit of power. Seems fine.
Since the Compact was running so well on the mixed fuel, I decided it was a good idea to head to B&Q to grab some paint and a loft hatch for the Wheels Workshop overhaul I'm currently doing. More details on that in a future video, but you join me now in the B&Q car park.
Right, we're here at B&Q, so I'm going to go and get the stuff and meet you back here in a second. B&Q didn't have anything that I needed, didn't have the paint, so I am going to go to a different B&Q. Ooh, that took longer to crank that time. Honda Jazz driver pulling out on me. Off we go, even further from home. This is very, very, very stupid in a way, but to be honest, it's giving me a lot of confidence. Whilst I'm driving this thing about, I might as well talk to you guys about how this thing is as a daily driver. It's pretty good, to be honest. A nice quick ratio steering rack and the fact it's really small make it really good to daily drive. It's really nimble. It's not very powerful, but it's good enough to daily drive, and it's comfortable because this is the SE trim, so it's got the softer suspension. It drives really, really nicely, to be honest with you. I've not had any problems in daily driving it. Now, I'm not sure if I would really recommend them, to be honest, particularly like, you know, this particular model with the N42 engine, because they are very notoriously unreliable and just terrible engines. But, you know, for me, this particular one, because of course all the work that was put in to make it a good engine, like new timing chain and new everything, I'm not even going to bother listing it all. It's made this a much more reliable daily driver, and it's pretty good, yeah, other than the fuel economy, but yeah, it's pretty good. I love a shit box, mate, I really do. The fact that this only cost £200, it just makes it so much more fun. And the fact that it has absolutely no power. You have to redline it just to get it up to 60 in a reasonable amount of time. It's just brilliant. Not that this isn't a 60, I'm not doing 60, this is a 50 limit. But yeah, this is just, it's just so fun having a cheap car. There's nothing else like it, you know. Having a nice, expensive car is good for a while, but then you start to realise that, you know, you worry about driving it anywhere because you're adding mileage to it, or you're worried about it getting damaged in a car park. With this, you can still have so much fun, and you don't have to worry about any of that. You just park it anywhere and you do whatever you want to it, because at the end of the day, you can buy another one for just a few £100s. Obviously, I couldn't buy another one of these for £200. You get the drift, you know, they're not very expensive cars. Right, we're about to head onto the motorway now, so this is only for a brief stint, but this is kind of very much the danger zone. However, again, the fuel level has dropped, so we're definitely using some of the fuel in the tank now, and it's running fine. I'm absolutely staggered that this runs so well. Another thing I want to mention is, whilst I've been daily driving this, I've noticed when you push it hard, sometimes it will go into limp mode, and you just lose all power. It really only happens when you're pushing it quite hard, but I've pushed it a little bit today, and even with the diesel in it, it hasn't gone into limp mode. Right, you sort of, yeah, have to wring its neck so that you don't get killed by a car transporter. There we go. Right, we now are on the motorway. I'm going to go in for the overtake. Why not? Yeah, she loves it. It's absolutely fine. Sits comfortably at 70 miles an hour, no problems. Steering wheel shakes a bit, but that's obviously nothing to do with the fuel. Could do with the wheel alignment, but runs absolutely like a dream. Don't get me wrong, I know that this probably wouldn't work for very long. I know eventually, probably after a few tanks of mixed in diesel, it would probably gum up the injectors or the fuel pump maybe, or something like that. I know petrol can damage diesel fuel components, but I don't know if diesel can really damage petrol fuel components. So we're 16.5 miles in, still not a hiccup. This is the main problem with having a compact. I'm going to drop the seats to fit anything in it. There we go. Okay, we're back in once again. Will it start? Cranks for a little bit longer, but starts right up. Okay, right. Got the sunroof open. Time for a bit of lunch, I think.
20 minutes later.
Okay, I've taken my jumper off because it's late September and it's really, really hot for some reason. Anyway, so I'm not in the business of advertising massive multi-billion-dollar companies, but at the moment McDonald's do this green apple Sprite, which is quite nice. So if you happen to be going to McDonald's, give it a try. It's really good. And if you're not going already, then don't go out your way for it. So I'm going to eat my lunch and I'll catch you back on the road shortly. "42 miles in, quick sit rep." It does occasionally misfire a little bit when I come to a stop now on idle, but sometimes it doesn't. I don't know, that could just be how it was running anyway, to be honest with you. I just wanted to mention about this car, the E46 Compact. It is universally hated by BMW lovers and just anybody, to be honest. Anybody that knows anything about cars will hate this. And in fact, anyone that doesn't know anything about cars will also hate this because of the way it looks. And that's pretty much what it is. It's all about the way it looks. And it is very strange the way it looks. It is a face only a mother could love. What I would say about the E46 Compact though is don't knock it until you've tried it. It really is a very good car to drive. It drives just like an E46, but better in some ways, like I say, with the shorter ratio steering rack, and the fact that it is smaller makes it a bit nippier, and it's really good fun to drive. They're really not bad cars at all. It's just the way it looks. So I just wanted to mention that. Don't knock it till you tried it. And there you have it, I'm back. So to answer the all-important question, can you run one of these on 40-something% of diesel? Apparently, yes you can. Should you? Absolutely, definitely not. But if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna pour the rest in, because why not? Oh, not like that though. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel to see more stupid stuff like this, and let me know down in the comment section below what you think I should do with the Compact in the next video. Catch you guys next time. We love a good blooper, don't we?
The next day.
The car was then left to cool overnight, and this is how it ran the next morning.
That can't be good.
2 hours later.
Been out for a spin in the Compact again after it barely started earlier, and it's actually fine. I let it idle for a while, and once I let it idle for a while, it got a lot smoother, and now there you go. Runs a dream. No smoke out the back. Runs great. I think it just needs some heat. Maybe it just needs glow plugs. Anyway, see you later.